Have you recently found yourself saying or thinking that you miss the good old YouTube and the YouTube is just not the same? Because I have. And what did I decide to do with those feelings? I took the matters into my own hard-working hands and decided to create a silly little handbag tag. And I would love for you to do that because, well, I'd love to have a peek into your collection. So if you do this tag, please let me know and I'd love to check it out and comment. As you probably have gathered from the title, I am going to show you 10 bags out of my personal handbag collection and tell you who would they be if they were to come alive. If my handbags became a person, real or imaginary, or a character from a book or a movie, all this good stuff. And I'm gonna let Hermes in. Wait a second.
Oh, he is running. He is running. Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Hello.
Why are you running?
You're so stinky. You're so stinky.
And since I'm going to be showing a lot of eye candy, I'd like to give something to you, this beautiful vintage exotic pouch. Stay till the end where I'm gonna tell you more about it and how you can get your hands on it. And let's start from the first handbag I'd like to show you, which you probably would have seen in my previous videos. This is a limited edition, hello, Chanel flap bag. It's double-sided from 2002 cruise collection. And if this canvas bag came alive, it would be Melissa Cooper from the series OC that I have watched for the first time only a couple of years ago. Melissa is the kind of young woman that brought her Chanel bags, limited edition Chanel bags, to school, and this bag would make a great school bag in my humble opinion. It has all those pockets, some of them for the phone that are no longer the size of this pocket. Do I have to say every time that I repainted the trim just to make it more vivid? I think I do. I'm just really proud of it and you cannot stop me. It actually goes with my today's lazy at home outfit. There's something so chic and almost nonchalant, or I guess the better word for this would be effortless, in this bag and its practicality. It has two large slots and a zip compartment, and obviously you can wear it either side you want. Do I feel like this series should have ended with, spoiler alert, skip 30 seconds ahead if you do not want spoilers for the OC? I feel like the show should have ended with Melissa's death. Just my non-professional opinion. But tell me if this bag doesn't make you think of Melissa Cooper now that I'm telling you about it. If you have other suggestions about my collection, please drop them down in the comments. I would love to hear, and I hope this does not enrage anyone. The next bag that is an absolute prized possession in my collection is a limited edition Loewe Rock Puzzle zipper bag. When I saw this bag for the first time online and then hunted it down for months and months, first person whom I thought of who came to my mind was my mom. My mom in the 90s. This bag just really reminds me of my mother, and she was really cool in the 90s. But since you do not know my mom, and I'm not sure how many photos from the archive I would be able to insert because, well, she is a busy woman. She runs her business and she has an 11-year-old child, my little brother. I'm gonna give you another person, Zoe Kravitz. This bag makes me think of Zoe Kravitz. Am I nearly as cool as Zoe Kravitz? Absolutely not. Does this bag, for inexplicable reason, makes me feel like I am? Yeah, it does. Besides the fact that it's really comfortable, it's really cool, the smush, the leather. Did I overpay for this bag? Yes, I did. Consider it half a Birkin 25 if you bought it in 2016 brand new. But would I do it again? Absolutely. This This is my city bag. When I drive up to San Francisco, this is what I take. Ugh, it's so good. Was I slightly shocked that it's heavy? You know, you can't compare it to a canvas bag. There's obviously going to be weight discrepancy between the two, but in my eyes, it's absolutely worth it. She's so cool. I am really, really happy I have it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next bag is another prized possession of mine. If you know anything about me, you know I love me a good leather. And this is a vintage Hermes Dalmatian buffalo handbag. Can you see how stunning it is? It has H buckles on the side in palladium, and if this bag were a real person, it would be a mother, a do-it-all, or a very extremely niche reference that I don't know how many people would get. But do you know in Dr. House, the episode about Dr. Cuddy, where she wakes up in the morning, she does her morning yoga, she takes care of her adopted child, she runs the hospital, she puts out metaphorical fires all day long, and she looks incredible. And just, how are you doing all of that? This is this bag for me. Not just because the buffalo, which is referred to as skipper or Dalmatian buffalo because of the coloring, is incredibly durable. Why does she do it all? And I'm gonna unzip the bag. It opens. Here's the inside of it with 3 pockets. It might be inconvenient, seemingly, to zip it up all the way in and out, but that's not all that she does. And you're in for, in my opinion, a really pleasant surprise. You can totally detach this part and wear it as a clutch. And coming from me, I am not a clutch person per se. This bag changed me. It changed me in this way that I became one, just because, well, I'm not scared to damage or scratch this bag up because of how durable it is. And then it's so inconspicuous looking, and everyone who loves good leather compliments it. And even then, as a clutch, it's not it. I feel like an infomercial lady who's selling one of those 17-in-1 gadgets, but hey, hear me out. This bag came with this little pouch, also box leather on the sides. Did I tell you that this is box? And you can say, well, cool, I get a pouch, which, let's be honest, that's quite nice, come on. The softest leather on the inside on both of them. This gives me shivers down my spine of how amazing it is. But what you can do, in fact, you can attach this top to this little pouch and have yourself a nice little east-west evening moment. Are you kidding me? So, do you see the reference now of what I mean? She's running the hospital, she's tending to her small child, she is doing it all. Oh, there was something about the gardener who fell down, or was it a different episode? Regardless, this bag is a gem, and as you can probably gather, I take it traveling a lot because of its versatility. But enough of me raving about Hermes, that's nothing new. Let's move on to the next one. The next handbag is going to be also Chanel. You can probably notice my love for exotics. This one is a mini flap bag in python in this beautiful natural caramel brown color. Oh, I think I have a chain shortener on the inside. It's a standard mini flap, except that it's a python. If this bag came to life, it would be a really loyal, really caring, but a high maintenance best friend. She would be the kind of friend who wants to run errands with you just to spend some quality bonding time together, which you really appreciate. She is the kind of friend that you can take to a ballet or an opera and then afterwards go to a dive bar or a ruin pub similar to what Budapest has. And yes, this bag legitimately does all of that for me. But like I said, she is high maintenance. Well, in friendship terms, that would be maintaining a constant level of quality, communication and openness and vulnerability. But in terms of an object, it is a python. So it is an exotic, and the scales on this bag do lift, so I condition it, I would say, a few times a year. I would say 3 to 4 times a year I just go over with an exotic conditioner, but to me it's worth it. I got a great deal on it because when I got it, all the scales were lifted and it was not in a great condition in terms of leather, but otherwise I think I only have some corner wear that I myself put on it. Besides that, it's an absolute perfection, and I got this on either Vestiaire or Fashion File, one of those. This is the best I can describe this little bag, which gets so much use. Alright, let's move to the next one. Since we are seemingly on an exotic kick, this is another beautiful vintage possession of mine, Alligator Vintage Versace Gen Versace bag. If this bag came to life, it would be a cool girl in the 70s. Wild hair, sketchbook or a notebook, a journal in her arms. Not because it doesn't fit in this bag, which it doesn't. The bag is rather small and would fit all of your necessities and essentials, but it just feels so effortlessly artsy and low maintenance, surprisingly, for its exotic nature. I'm not the biggest fan of how shiny it looks on camera, but hey, that's the 70s girl for you. She might look crazier and more outgoing than she really is. I do love the embossing of the Medusa head and little silver Medusa heads on the sides. It doesn't really go too well with my outfit today, but that's okay. This bag wants me to take up photography for some reason. Inexplicable, but hey, that's what art does to you. And this bag is definitely a piece of art and would have been an art lover if it came to life. Did I mention it has feet? 5 feet to be more exact, so she's not scared to stand her ground. What? Okay, let's move to the next one. The next handbag you might have seen on my channel. It gets some airtime. This is a leather paper bag from Bottega Veneta, and I have a little monkey twirly from Thailand to just spice it up, I guess. And this bag is your cool aunt. She is so effortlessly chic, you want to spend time with her. She is someone so unique, so interesting, so well versed in a lot of subjects that you just want to soak up. And all of that without screaming into your face. Correlating to the bag, there's just one little inscription on the bottom, and that's it, and it's suede on the inside. I have a silk scarf to cover my possessions if I need to. It just permanently lives there because I just picked a scarf that I don't wear a lot and they belong together. Kind of like your cool aunt who would have signature attributes. My aunt has a bob. I don't know what that's relating to, but hey, tell me about your cool aunt and I feel like we can agree on that, right? Not to mention, she is really practical and down to earth and can fly under the radar in a lot of situations, which I personally highly appreciate. Let's look at the next handbag, and this is vintage. A lot of my bags are from like around 2002, 2003, I've noticed. I don't know what that's about. This is Louis Vuitton Le Talento flap bag. I do not see those on YouTube at all. And if this bag came alive and were a real person, it would be a weirdo who can stand on her own. And I have two characters that this bag reminds me of. The first one would be Vivian Ward from The Pretty Woman. Rough edges, which here correlate with metal corners, and some kind of streetwise wit and practicality that is met with poised and almost attention-commanding presence when she walks into the room. And yet she can surprise with how grounded and down-to-earth she is. And the second character I have that reminds me of this bag is Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter, talking about the weirdo. That's more leaning into the weird aesthetic. She is just so delightfully odd when she walks into the room. There's kind of a reaction of like, what is happening here? Yet she's so unshakable and quietly brave that people in her presence are met with kind of affectionate confusion. How did I get all of that from this little handbag, which is, by the way, so beautifully made. Oh, she is heavy, so nothing about it is nonchalant, is pretty, like I said, you know, commanding the presence in the room. She's practical, but she is not easy, so to say. Yet you can modify her. This bag came with the shoulder strap, which, okay, I can show you one. This bag came with this shoulder strap, and I decided to bring it in since I'm talking about it, which I've removed because I felt like it was adding just something that I was not necessarily looking for. And once I removed it, together with a clochette, and clochette is in a different room, so I'm sorry I'm not gonna go grab it, but if you really want to see it for whatever reason, I can show it in future videos. So I removed all of that because there's a lot going on already, as you can see. It's so wearable. It's not a bag for every single outfit, same as the characters I described. They are not just for every single person, so hence my choice of characters for this, and I would be really curious to hear your take on that. And we've been here a while, so don't forget to drink your water. The next bag I have for you is another vintage limited edition handbag, shoulder bag, and this time from Celine. And the only way you would know it is by looking at this little tag on this side. It is also an exotic, as you can see. Usually on the websites, it is marked as pony hair, but this is not just your ordinary pony hair. If you are a lover of leathers and furs and all things exotics, you would notice this beautiful little ridge on the spine. And if you also are a fashion nerd, like I am, you know that Celine had a limited edition collection with a springbok. Springbok is a sacred animal in South Africa, and its pelts, its skins are highly regulated, as they should be. The most sustainable way to obtain one is obviously used or pre-loved, and I'm grateful to have my hands on this. Enough of the bag. Who would she be? The character, right? I just love it so much. This, in my eyes, would be 11 from the Stranger Things. I just now started watching Stranger Things, and yeah, it is spooky to me. Make fun of me all you want. Some of the scenes are really unsettling. I am a very impressionate person. Anyways, why 11? The elusive, quiet girl who is really gifted and really rare. You maybe even want to talk to her, be her friend, but she always seems to be in her own world, in her own universe, on her own side quests. So obtaining that friendship is not something you come across every single day. Kind of like this bag to me. And because I live in California, this is obviously fur, so I don't get to wear it all year round. And the way I went about it, I display this bag in my dining room, which is, I should just call it my art room, because I do not dine at the table, it's just my art and art supplies on it all year round. But I've displayed there and I look at it every single day and it brings me so much joy. But now obviously 'tis the season to whip her out. It's very practical. Did I show you inside? I don't think I did. It is very shiny leather. It has little slip pocket and macadam lining. It doesn't have feet, but it has those very structured sides. She's somewhat of a stubborn cookie, you know? And honestly, I thought about removing this tag. To me, it's a little silly, but at the same time, it does add certain something, so I don't know, you tell me. But I am just so grateful to have this in my collection. This was an excellent find, and well, thank you, 11. Oh, hello, kitten.
We have a special guest. We have a special guest. Who is this handsome young man?
Next to last handbag that I want to show you is this vintage ostrich bag from the 50s. Can you even see its structure under my lights? I hope so. This bag, if it came alive, it would be an imaginary character. Hear me out. If Rory Gilmore was born and raised in New York, so I'm setting the scene, follow me, and she had an excellent relationship with her grandmother, this would be Rory Gilmore. Are you following? I hope you are, because it makes perfect sense to me, and I don't know if this is the little pencil set that I have from the Met as a little souvenir. I'm not a bag charm person, and no offense to anyone who is, it's just, it doesn't feel like me, unless it's an art supply for some reason. I have actually a bag that I made, or remade, out of fur that has a little watercolor set on it. So, I don't know, that's the only way I can accept it. But do you see what I mean? I feel like Rory would rock this. And this bag has this beautiful moss green lining, a zipper, and a little mirror. Prestige for Imagnen. I love everything about it. I took this bag, oh, you're being so cute, Louis. I took this bag to one of the show openings in the gallery. I wore it with a really silly bright pink dress with eyes beaded onto it, and it looked really awesome in my opinion. This bag is something that helps tone down really out there outfits for me. And I feel like Rory is the character that encapsulates this dichotomy of being too mature for her age, yet doing absolutely stupid things. So this is kind of what it is for me. And my cat is being adorable. Let's move on to the last handbag. The last handbag I have to show you is this lizard vintage Saks Fifth Avenue handbag. It has been featured in on my channel before. Can I even show you just how stunning it is? I am proud that I have brought it back to life, restitched it, but if this object was a real life person, I think it would be Iris Apfel. And ANETTA, why? You may ask. It's not even colorful or this bright or out there. And I hear you, but this bag, it predates 1940s, so it's more than 80 years old. And I feel like Iris was that kind of legend who modeled in her 80s, who gave public talks and inspired people and kept going and remained authentic and outspoken through all of that. She inspired generations with her energy, her color, her vigor. And now when I'm going back to my point about restitching, I don't think I can say that she did that without any alterations, because would that make her Kris Jenner? No, that's too much stitching, no offense. Is that mean? I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean. It's just, well, come on. Anyways, I'm really proud of my work on this bag, and how do I know it's 80 years old? If you look at the tag, at the way the logo is, you can find what Saks Fifth Avenue logos looked like throughout the years. And I am just so thrilled that I get to preserve this little piece of history and be a part of it and carry it. And she's ripping my hairs out. Why would you do that to me? I love you. And talking about Iris, her career in interior design, alongside with her husband, shaped a White House throughout a few presidencies. Things are rather bleak now, but hey, we're not talking about that. We're here to talk about handbags and silly stuff, right? Those were 10 bags out of my personal collection that I am thrilled to share with you. Thank you so much. I am going to tag a few people personally whom I would absolutely love to do this tag. And the first one would be Meredith from Living Lux with Meredith. She is a collector and she has an unfathomable collection. So I would be really curious to hear her take on it. The next person I would love to see their take on is Amelia Rose from Amelia Rose's Closet, I think is her channel name. She has a beautiful collection as well. And well, personally, if I could just choose an accent, I would choose Irish, but that's just not how the cookie crumbled for me. The next person I would love to see do this is Lou from Je suis Lou. Our collections are really different, so I would love to see what personality she finds in her own handbags. Someone who would be extremely good at this would be Winnie B. LV. Talk about personalities. I'm sure she would have a lot to say, and I am here for it. The next person would be Layla Sophia. That's the name of her channel as well. We, I feel like, are some kind of soul sisters in terms of vintage and exotics, so I would love to hear what she has to say. And, well, some of an unreachable person would be Tamara Kalinic, even though she just recently released her own vitamins, I think, which kind of makes sense for her pharmaceutical career, so I don't hold my breath of Tamara's doing this tag since she's really busy, but hey, why not? And obviously, if you watching this want to make this tag, I'm not joking, I would love to see a video on this. I feel like we can all just add a little bit of this lightheartedness to somewhat of a heavy world environment right now. And now on to something that I briefly mentioned, a giveaway of this little beauty, an exotic vintage pouch bag. It's just a simple zipper with one zip compartment on the inside. It's by David Meller for Dame, and it is comprised of various types of exotics. I can see a few types of python, at least 4, 5. I can see lizard of various colors, and it's just so beautiful. It can be a shoulder bag. I am 5'5" for reference, and that's what it is crossbody on me. This is so unique looking, and since I have been showing so many cool and rare handbags, I just wanted to give back in some small way that I can this beautiful... Ooh, do not drop it. Amelia, are you watching? Are you doing this to me? This beautiful gem of exotics. So what you have to do to win this bag, to get your hands on it, subscribe and like this video. That would really help me out. And when you leave a comment, make sure you include the word gem in it, and I will choose a randomizer comment app thingy to pick one lucky commenter who used the word gem, and I will send it to you. The United States prohibits shipping to a few countries that I'm going to leave on the screen, and I'm really sorry about that. It pains me. You have no idea how much. For now, these countries I'm not able to be shipping to. Otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you. I had an excellent time. This was so fun to do. I'm excited to put all of my bags to their respectful spots and looking forward to seeing your video of this tag. Thank you so much, my friend. I love you and I hope to see you in my next video. Love you, bye. Oh, the missing spot. My piece went into the members show at the Art League, so I have to pick something out. Hold on a second. I'm gonna put this old work of mine, the Recognition. I think it would be a nice placeholder, since the one that was there, I did not put it up for sale. It is not for sale, so it's going to come back to me. All right, let's get this going. I heard that.